Hello, welcome back. Today, as you might have guessed, I'm going to be talking about the Humble Bundle from Origin. So, the Humble Bundle is basically a kind of sale of a set of games. It runs for several days. I think there's about 9 days left or something at the moment. And it's got about 8 games in it, which you can pay any amount of money for that you want, and then you can decide where the money goes to. So there's a list of charities, or you can donate all your money to the Humble Bundle organization itself. Well, the organization is probably just Origin, but yeah. And then in return, you get 8 games, but you only get the last 2 games if you pay more than the current average. So the current average that's been paid at the moment is $4.82. So if you pay $4.83, then you'd get the last 2 games. So the current games that are on pick are Dead Space 1, Burnout Paradise: The Ultimate Box, Crisis 2 Maximum Edition, Mirror's Edge, Dead Space 3, and First Medal of Honor from the new reboot series. Now they're the ones you get just for paying any amount. So you can pay any amount of money and you can get those. Now if you pay more than the average, you also get Battlefield 3 and the Sims Starter Pack, which comes with the Late Night Edition, I believe, and Loft, something like that. I don't know. Now, the problem is, as you might have guessed from it being run by Origin, some of these games you do have to get on Origin, which is a pain because everyone dislikes Origin for valid reasons. But the rest of the games are available on Steam, so everything apart from Dead Space, Battlefield, and The Sims, you can download on Steam just by putting a code in. So once you've bought the bundle, you get codes for Origin and for Steam. You make sure you got to make sure you click on the Steam button, otherwise you'll only be getting the Origin keys. So essentially, you can have each game twice, which is good if you want to share your games with someone else. If you prefer to use Origin or you prefer to use Steam, whatever you want to do. So the way it works is you just pay your money. So it's advised to pay just like a tiny bit more than the average, so that you get Battlefield 3, which is amazing on PC, and The Sims. So what happens then is once you've paid your money, you got to choose how you divide your money. So there's several ways you can split it. So let's say, for example, I put $20 in. Okay. So then there are 5 charities: Human Rights Campaign, WotC, San Francisco AIDS Foundation, the American Cancer Society, and the American Red Cross. So what you can do is, the first thing you do is you divide your money in a ratio between how much goes to charity and how much you tip to the Humble Bundle. So personally, I put all mine into charity because that's kind of the point of the whole thing. So I put it all in charity, and then that leaves me with $20 to divide up between the charities. Now, you might want to research the charities before you put money into them, or if you think you know them already, you just go ahead and put them in whatever you want. I just put all mine into the American Cancer Society, just because it's the only one that I was really interested in. And then, so that money goes straight to them. And then once you've paid, you can see kind of the ratio of who supported what, where things go normally, and also the kind of demographics of PC users, Mac users, Linux users, things like that, all kinds of statistics. So there's been thousands of bundles sold currently, which is amazing. But there are also weekly sales. Now these, I believe currently they're hosted by PewDiePie. So he's picked out these games. So there's about 5 games, I think 4 for paying anything, and then if you pay more than the average, which is at $2.73, you get the last one. Now this is only on for 3 days, this current weekly sale, so they're just on every week. So I think the Humble Bundle lasts for 2 weeks, maybe something like that. So the current games are Pixel, Thomas Was Alone, Showdown Effect, Fontanicular, and Amnesia: The Dark Descent. So you just pay $2.74 at the moment, and you'll get Amnesia, which is the last one, plus the other 4. They're just kind of like indie game things. They're not part of the Humble Bundle itself, so you've got to buy them separately. You don't get them with Humble Bundle, but they're available if you want to buy them. Okay, so now I'm going to be talking a bit more about the games that are in the bundle themselves and whether they're actually worth getting. So the first game that you might have noticed me playing is not Battlefield, it's Medal of Honor, which is made by DICE. So it's the online itself. It's almost like a predecessor to Battlefield. When you're playing it, it feels very much like Bad Company 2. You know, fairly a bit more clunky kind of movement controls and more simplified game modes, simplified features. But it's so fun. I think I definitely prefer playing Medal of Honor online than I do Battlefield, just because it feels more real. The weapons feel like you're actually got a gun, whereas in Battlefield it's a bit flimsy. Both are excellent games. The online is quite similar. Obviously Battlefield offers a lot more, but if you're not going to pay more than the average, you're not going to get Battlefield. So something to think about if if you don't care about the Sims. I wouldn't really bother getting Battlefield if you're getting Medal of Honor, because they're quite similar. The Medal of Honor online is amazing. Personally, I haven't played the single player, so I can't comment on how good the single player campaign of Medal of Honor is. But if it's anything like Battlefield 3's single player campaign, which was very, very, very good, then it should be worth getting. Now, Dead Space 3, which you'll see a bit of gameplay coming up in a minute, it's obviously part of the Dead Space series. It's the third most current game, so it's fairly new. It does have co-op campaign, which is brilliant. It really means you can play it without being shit scared of everything jumping out. So if you've got Dead Space 1 and you're not a fan of it, it's a bit too freaky for you, then just get Dead Space 3. You can it's only on Origin, which is a drawback, but you can just hop online, find a match, and then play some co-op, which is really, really fun. It's got a great weapon crafting system. It's just really, really entertaining. Definitely recommend that. The next game is Mirror's Edge, which I'm assuming most people have played. A very, very, very famous free running game. Very fun, very smooth, easy to control. On the PC, the controls are fairly easy. You might want to change your key bindings a little bit, because some of them are a bit awkward to press. But the game itself is very fluent. The tutorials are really easy. You always know where you're going, so it's just a really good kind of chill out, relaxing game. Crisis 2 Maximum Edition. That's another single player I haven't played, but I know from people who bought it when it came out at launch that it was very entertaining. I played the online a lot on Xbox, and that was really fun. Another one of those kind of very not similar to Battlefield and Medal of Honor, but similar type of game. Different features, different playstyle, more fast-paced, I think, than Medal of Honor, but very, very entertaining. Then we've got obviously it's the Maximum Edition, so there's extra stuff in there as well. Now, Burnout Paradise Ultimate Box is a very, very surprisingly fun. I've not really played any Burnout games before, but I downloaded this just to play with someone else, and it was really, really actually quite good. So I definitely recommend getting that. And then Dead Space 1, of course, just same as Dead Space 3, more scary. Not just because you're in co-op, but I think the the concept of Dead Space was much more scary back then. When it was the first game, people didn't really know what to expect in it. So if you haven't played any of the Dead Spaces before, then play the first one before you play the third one. Not for the story, because I'm not really following the story. It's not really important to follow the story, because Dead Space 3 has a catch-up video in it which you can watch, which basically catches you up on the story before you play it. But Dead Space 1 is much, much more scary, much better kind of feel to it. Okay, and then the last game is The Sims 3. I started playing that earlier. It's quite fun. Pretty much everyone knows what The Sims is. Easy to lose a couple of hours in it, but it's very entertaining. And you get the starter pack, so it comes with some kind of DLC content, which would be quite expensive on Steam Origin, because most of the Sim DLCs are pretty expensive for some unknown reason. Now, the Humble weekly sale, which is currently on, I haven't purchased any of that of the games on that. So I'm not sure what they're worth buying. I do know Amnesia is a good game, so if you are willing to pay more than the average for that, then that might be worth getting. But there will be another weekly sale in 3 days' time. So if you want, make sure you keep an eye on the website, which I'll link in the description, so in case anything comes up that you find particularly interesting. Well, that pretty much concludes my introduction to the Humble Bundle. I hope you found it a bit informative, and hopefully it's persuaded you to maybe go and buy the Humble Bundle. It's for charity after all, so it's definitely worth doing, and it's incredibly cheap. The price of the games alone is very, very high. I think over £100 at least. I think. So it's definitely good getting. Also check out PewDiePie's channel. I'm sure he'll have more information on there for you. Definitely on the weekly sales. So if you're interested in that, you can go over there and have a look at it. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. And hopefully I'll see you in the next video. See ya.
At least you can put all them bits in place. Boom, boom. I hope that boss thing doesn't come out, which I'm just dreading it. I'm just not hoping. I don't want, I want it to come. Oh fuck, we're gonna turn up there now. No, like, I'm just... Look at it now. Cover me, man! Cover me! Okay, back. Run! I want to run! Down here, interface. Yeah.
Hey, that worked. I can see the shuttle readout.
I didn't even do anything, but oh well.
I'm gonna try and start her up.
You do that, love.
No good. It's out of fuel. Oh, wait.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Here, I'm sending you the coordinates.
Oh,
okay.
Great.
I'll head up and refuel the shuttle. We can try restarting it after that.
There's some fucking fuel now. What else you want? Right, where we gotta go?